Welcome to the App Showcase, where we review Microsoft-related apps primarily from the App Store, but also through trial versions. SV MacPack is a certified veteran-owned and hub-zone consulting firm supporting primarily the U.S. federal government. In our support of our customers' need to do market research on apps such as these, we started recording our review of these apps. We hope these reviews help you as well. In this video, we'll be reviewing a Kanban app from Saketa. As always, I'll move fast to point out what I like and what would make me hesitate to recommend this app to my customers. My goal is to be as candid as I would be if just talking to my own team about this app. Hopefully the review helps you and perhaps even provides good feedback to the publisher of this app. Let's go ahead and get started with our review of Saketa's Kanban board. We're beginning here on the Microsoft Store. I always begin with the reviews, 5 stars for the rating. 5 people participated in the rating for 5 stars, and then when you look over in the reviews, you notice, I noticed right here you got, it must have dropped and you had 3 people just come in. So I kind of bypassed that. I think people were coming in and supporting the awards. And actually reviews take a lot of time. I don't know how many of you do reviews, but having to get out there and write reviews for people you like sometimes is harder than just complaining. So let's go ahead and see for ourselves what we like and what might make us avoid recommending this. First thing I look for coming down is versions. Don't really see a lot of version updates, but maybe it's because it's a great tool and they haven't found a lot of bugs. It was recently updated, so that's kind of good within the last year, but it's relatively new. And since it's supporting 13 plus, that's a pretty good sign for me. Some of the apps are only 2016. Looking down at the support, I noticed that they've got a generic support page, but not for this app. And I know Saketa has multiple apps. Let's go ahead and click on that and see if they've got sections on that page for them to be able to get support in different ways. Nope. But it does look like it does have pretty good support. I think I've seen this before in other reviews we've done of other apps they have, that they will answer stuff, especially if it has to do with bugs, and they'll try to reach out to you and talk to you if you got an issue or want help getting it started. This is really nice. They've got a good description of what's in here, key features that are in there, and down here they explain that that you got 15 days to try it out and see what it's like. If you're going to do that and try it out, I'd make sure you have a team of business users who are going to use this to test it out as well. Here it's pretty nice that these are the guys I think I like some of their stuff the best, and that they put these release notes in. That's awesome. So if we come back up, the last thing to look for on the Microsoft page is just the pictures that they put in. I'm looking at this, and this just looks nice and clean. That looks beautiful. In fact, let me pop it up a little bit so you can see it. It's got the same kind of categories in there. Some of this stuff looks pretty intuitive. It's saying, "Hey Neil, how you doing?" So that's nice. I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like in my site. This one here is okay, so the ability to filter out the views so you're only seeing the stuff that's relevant. That's going to be handy. This one here, again, look how nice this is. These pictures aren't just pictures that are snippets that they threw in, but they're telling you this picture is showing you the multi-level categorization available, how you can sit there and categorize it by user, by status, probably by project as well as we move forward. This one here, you can categorize by user, start date, end date. That's pretty awesome if you're actually treating a Kanban board like a project. But coming on here, quantify your task. Okay, so again, it's percentages. I wonder if they're just using a task list as a base for their tool, which I don't think is a problem. Just when I look at percentages as a project manager, and I'm an experienced project manager, it's just the hardest thing for anybody to guess because no two people will say the same percentage. But it's nice that they have these features available if you want to use them. So let's go ahead and go into the environment. I do not click on these tools until I come in here with you. That way we can all see them together. So here's Saketa's. We're going to see this is where it's building it in the background at the same time. You'll see it loaded up. This is pretty good. This is our marketing pitch that's in here. They're just more marketing pitch. It'd be nice to not have this in there, but I'm initiating a trial. All right, just so you know, you got to put in your information. SV MacPack. My office is cold, so I'm typing slow. Neil at svmacpack.com. Phone number is 703.555.555.5. Tell us more. Don't make my number mandatory. I don't want you calling me. I'm submitting it. And there you go. I'm all ready. I'm activating my trial. This is good in this review. It helps you understand whether you should be able to do it. Got 30 days. Let's enjoy it. I like how clean it is. What they have here is pretty clean. All right, so it wants to get me started right away. I'm just going to hit cancel for 1 second. Just take a look at what we see. So personally, I would like the Saketa logo out of there. When I look at an app and I'm downloading it, I want it to be branded with my own stuff. So part of what I'm going to look for is to see if that logo is just something I can change myself. I'm assuming I can, but I don't want to work too hard. Too hard at it. Yeah, I don't see it at the moment. So actually, it's got a hyperlink. I'm curious on where that goes. But okay, so let's go back. It's got the normal stuff. Here's the configuration and user guide. Let's go ahead and take a look at the user guide. It's good that it's there. Where's 17 pages of a user guide. So let's see what we got. Prereqs. Oh, okay. That would have been nice to know, to know before I installed it. Features, advantages. Okay, so it's partly user guide, partly marketing, I think. But let me go ahead and zoom this in. Whoops, sorry. Okay, there you go. So here it's just talking about what it's for. It's 2013 on-prem. They haven't updated it to say 16 and all that other stuff, but I'm sure it works there. Coming down, so prereqs, that's what I wanted to look at. So SharePoint Online, or SharePoint 2013 and above, and App Catalog. Okay, so it requires the App Catalog, just keeping that in mind. Activate the profile services. And that's funny. I'm not sure why it's saying an AD sync, since all you need is the profile services, because if it's done properly, that's good enough. But that's fine. It's saying if you want to see their pictures and everything else, you need that third bullet. The features are pretty straightforward. Advances, I'm not really looking at that stuff, so that's all I'm looking at. I'll leave that open for 1 second. I guess I can't. Now that I think about it, that user guide, if I click on it, it'd be nice if it defaulted to just opening a new tab. But let's go ahead and go to the configuration. All right, so I'm not intuitively. Okay, so here's my statuses. Can I get rid of them? That's funny. So this is where you're setting the order and the activity. Add or delete a status. This is great. Oh, that's funny. It's just text. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of those guys. And I don't know if you see this on the background. There's 5 columns. There's my deferred and waiting on someone else. I'm assuming when I update it, it's going to get rid of them. It did. Real time. That was awesome. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I can add another status if I want to put it. If we want to go ahead and hit an on hold, we can do that. Update that. And it instantly throws it in the background. That's pretty neat. We can change the order if we wanted to, but let me go ahead and say update for a second. I don't know if it doesn't seem like I have to. It seems like they've done a good job where it's just saving in real time, but previous demos have made me want to do that. Let's go ahead and see what list is. Okay, so we could read from somewhere else. I'm assuming if I went into the user guide, it would tell me a lot more about that. But let's go ahead and just get out of there for a second, and let's go see what we have. All right, so right now when I'm looking around, I see new task. I am curious, can I click right in the not started? Nah. So that would be cool if there was some sort of plus sign here on the not started, and I can just add them. But this is also clear, very clear over here for the task. So we do test task. We're going to see about moving it over. When I look at this stuff, I always just see the task list in the background, which is fine. But I personally would get rid of a lot of the. I would like to be able to get rid of a lot of the fields. The way they let me configure the actual Kanban board, it would be great to be able to get rid of these. So the rest of it really doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to say save. There it is. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of tight. So let me move it over. And that's funny. I don't know why. I zoomed in, but I'm not able to move my mouse over there. But that's pretty cool. You can hover above it and see what I'm seeing. That's all I was trying to do, is get it to zoom anyway. So here, that's pretty good. Our first test is we want to be able to see about just moving it, dragging and dropping. That is awesome. I just love that, love it. I think it's great. Here, okay, so this one's interesting. This is interesting. So there's some tasks, it pops that up intuitively if there's tasks that haven't been assigned, but I don't know why they wouldn't have a status. So unless this lets me choose, no, I don't know what it is. So I'm not quite sure how to get rid of that. I'm going to click around and see if it goes away on its own. Maybe I can clear the filter right here. Clear. There you go. So again, it's very intuitive. This is what I'm looking for. For users who need a little more help, they can use the user guide, or more importantly, if you brought this into your organization, you could actually just update it. But really, when you think about a Kanban board, all it is dropping in a whole bunch of things in the not started and eventually moving it over to completed. And none of it is generally planned around anything other than these are tasks that need to get done. You might put them in different columns. That's something I'm looking for right now, is how can I begin to get these guys to put columns. So let's see if, I'm just going to go to the user guide rather than try to figure it out. If you're following what I'm saying, swim lanes is what they're called, right? Is how do we make things so that they're swim lanes that are intuitive to people? I'm going to go here really quick to the user guide. Okay, so let's see if we can do features. Even their user guide is good. They took the time to make it so it hyperlinks everywhere. It's something simple. It's really easy to do. But okay, so statuses or categories can be customized. Okay, landing page. So these are the statuses. Those are the columns. I'm talking about rows. Status. That's great. You can have all these statuses. So it really lets any organization just change it how they would like. Come on, do you guys have rows? I didn't see whether you did or not. Looking down. Okay, so that stuff we already saw. Those are start dates. Okay, it doesn't look like they have rows. And for those of you who aren't totally familiar with what I'm saying, you might just think of along the lines of planned work and unplanned work. If you're in operations, for example, you have planned activity, do payroll, do this audit, do that audit, and then you have this unplanned work, like somebody walks up to you, an employee walks up and they have this request, or it's an urgent request from leadership. Those are unplanned work, and so if you can categorize them in different rows or swim lanes, that would be awesome. But anyways, I can back up on this guy and come back to the main page on the Microsoft homepage, because I like this app. I like it a lot. As a recap, I'm recommending you download this app for more thorough evaluation within your own organization. I hope you found this review useful as you evaluate various apps available to you and your organization. Please provide me with feedback in the comments, letting me know how I can make the App Showcase channel and these reviews more useful to you. Feel free to even suggest apps we should review, and we'll work to get them on the schedule. Finally, if you found this review helpful, please share a note about it on one of the social media platforms. I'm your host, Neil McDonald with SV MacPack. I thank you for joining me today and hope you'll join me again for other reviews.